Hey, hey, hey. Y'all, I am so excited about today's live experience. I have been waiting for 3 days to record this video, to come on here and to talk to you. Listen, today I'm going to share with you the top 3 reasons why women who lead join this significant life community. These women are busy. These are women of influence. These are women who got a lot going on. So why, oh, why would they join this community? Listen, if you were wondering or know someone who may have been on the fence about what in the world is this lady talking about, what is significant? What is a significant life? What goes on in the space? What does she do? What do they do? I don't have the time, but I'm a little bit curious. Listen up, get your pen and paper. And maybe if you're an onlooker, you're a guy, and you know, I want to know what they're doing over there. What they doing over there? How can I be down? Well, you can't be down, but you can refer somebody. You can't be down, but Mother's Day is coming up. You can invest in a woman in your life so they can have the absolute best that God has for them. They can propel to their next level in every aspect of their life by this community. So if you know already, before we even dive into the details, this is what you need and this is what you've been waiting for, head over to liveleadserve.com and apply to become a member of this amazing community. I really wish I had another word besides amazing. I can just say it is transformative and transcendent. But you don't have to take it from me. I'm going to share with you what the ladies have told me because I asked them and they told me. So if you know that this is what you need and you know a girlfriend or somebody, a colleague or a coworker that you know that needs this, tag them below, whether you're watching me live or on a replay. And let's do this. Can we normalize being in spaces and places with people who are like us, who get us, who support us, and who propel us forward? To the end that, listen, this is what I'm saying. I want to normalize, and that's because this is what we do in our community. It's so tight over here. Okay, wait, calm down, Janice, breathe. It is so amazing over here that I don't know what it's like, and I don't want to know what it's like in other spaces and places that don't have what we have over here. I mean, I kind of do because, you know, before we had this, I've been in some spaces and places, but where we are, with the Significant Life Nation, that's what we call ourselves over here, where we show up, we know what it's like to be seen, celebrated, and fully supported. Can you say that? Seen, they see me. They see you, girl, they see you, not just your good stuff. They see the raw stuff, but you still celebrate it. Even when I see you undone, even when I see your uncomely parts, I see you and I celebrate you. And in this space, you are fully supported. Listen, can we normalize that? Can we just normalize being seen, celebrated, and fully supported so that we can rise and soar to our next level? Y'all ready for this? With no strings attached. Yeah, it's with no strings attached. I see you, I celebrate you, I support you, and I don't want nothing from you. I'm not competing with you. That's what we have over here. So let's talk about why women join this community. Why do they come over here? Why am I their mentor coach? Why is this their people? Let's talk about it. Because over here in Significant Life, what we do is we experience exponential, abnormal, breakthrough, and breakout success so that we can soar into our next level, the next dimension of our success and our progress in every area of our lives. Yeah, that when God gave me this vision and this mission for Significant Life, what was important to me is that the life that I lived didn't just work at church. It didn't just work in my business, but in every aspect, in every place where I showed up. If I'm going to live for him and with him, doggone it, Lord, can it work in my marriage? Can it work with my children? Can it work in my health? Can it work in all my endeavors, not just in my church work? Y'all don't want to hear me right now, because sometimes, you know, we have we're guided by these spiritual principles and this spiritual awakening and this spiritual awareness, and it only works in spiritual settings. That's because I'm not finna go here on this one. Oftentimes we disconnect the fullness of our spirituality and what it is meant to do for who we are and what is meant to provide us to from how we show up in other aspects of our life. So we only get the benefits when we're at church. We only get the benefits when we're doing work for God, and not when as we do life with him. Because when you're doing life with him, every aspect of your life should be working. That does not mean there are no problems. That doesn't mean we don't have challenges. That don't mean we don't have obstacles. Jesus himself said, in this world you will have trouble. Hello, but be of good cheer, because I have overcome the world. Okay, stay focused, Janice. So by the way, I'm Janice Anderson. Christian women leaders, founders, executives, business leaders, and ministry leaders, they come to me when they're navigating seasons of transition, bouncing back from setback, or when they're looking for strength and strategy for their next season of life or their current season of life. And through our work together and this amazing community that I have the awesome honor to walk alongside and to steward, these women are able to live and enjoy their significant life instead of a life that they're striving for or settling for. And I'm so happy. So if you know right now, listen, what I've been saying, it's calling you. Head over to liveleadserve.com. And also the link is somewhere like in the caption of this. It's above this video, below this video. Click the link. Get on my calendar. Let's have a conversation and see if you're a good fit for what we have going on over here. So let's now dive into these top 3 reasons why busy women of power and influence choose this community amongst all the other things they could be doing and in the midst of what they're already doing. Y'all ready? Okay. I have a little story I want to share, but guess what? I'm not going to be the one telling the story. I had a conversation with one of my clients, Tamika, and I'm just going to let her share her experience. So listen to what Tamika has to say.
The weight of what I do gets lost at being good at what I do. People don't realize what it costs us. And so one of the things, acknowledging that this is my life and it's okay. It's my life and it's okay that it's my life. I just need to best steward my life. It's not ideal, but it can be better. And I'm in a lot of places where I'm giving more than I'm receiving. And so that is what made this most refreshing, because I can still show up as myself. I don't have to mute or dilute myself, and I can be supported, in my limits and my limitations. And I feel like it's holistic, and we're with other sisters that understand.
Yeah.
And so I really, really need this, because I can tell I had enough to hold me, and I had a good framework for what I did where I can apply that stuff, but I need something continually, because when I go to church, I receive, but it's not in proportion to what I give. And I usually try to keep at least one space in my life that I own. And this has been that space.
Wow. Listen, how many of you, when you listen to that, you can relate to what she's saying? I just need a space that belongs to me. I need a space where I can be the fullness of who I am, because although I'm good at what I do, it doesn't mean it's easy for me to be the woman that I am. And it costs me. Like, I could resonate, y'all. I was writing so feverishly. I couldn't show y'all the raw form of that, because during that call, it was actually one of our coaching calls. And we both looked like not camera ready. And so I decided not to show our faces, but I was writing so many notes, because what she shared just echoed in so many words what many of the ladies that come into our community and our space, they say. And I'll just go ahead and start here with the top 3 reasons. Reason number 3 that women join this community, that they come into this sacred space, is because of community. I mean, listen, we've heard many times it's lonely at the top. First of all, I hate that. It doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Most of the time we make it lonely at the top. But there's a little truth in there. And the truth is this: oftentimes, if we are not open, if we are not, I'm just going to put it out here, healed in the way that we need to be healed, if our heart isn't healed, then, and we're not receptive, we miss the opportunity to connect with others that are like us. And so the reason it feels lonely at the top is because we're at the top trying to stay in close connection and intimacy with people who don't understand us, who don't get us. and who are not like us and who haven't made the decisions that we've made. And so one of the reason number 3, that women join this community, especially busy, high-performing women, they join this community is because it's a safe and sacred, life-giving community. It's a safe community. It's a sacred community, but it also is a life-giving community. I started researching when I was thinking about what would I say if I could only give 3 things to talk about what happens here at Significant Life. I was like, okay, how could I say it and capture all the testimonials and all the stories that the ladies have shared and the things that I've witnessed? And one of the definitions that came up is the true essence of what a community is. And a community, by definition, is a fellowship with others as a result of sharing 3 things: common attitudes, common interests, and common goals. Common attitudes, common interests, and common goals. So a true community, and the essence of the word community, is not just because we all in the same space, we all in the same room, we're all in proximity. That doesn't make us community. And like I know, all circles and all communities are not life-giving. All circles, all communities, they don't give me life. I'm in some circles. I be around some circles. Listen, I double dutch in some circles. By nature, I have to, like, my blood circle. Y'all, listen, y'all ain't got to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm the one that got the mic right now. Some things you get to, it's like, I was born here. That don't mean it's life-giving. And not all high performers are the same. We don't all roll the same. We don't all show up the same. Some people perform at a high level and are tricky as all get out. Integrity is not a core value for them. Winning is, and not all sacred spaces, and I hate to say this, but it is the truth. Not all sacred spaces are safe. So one of the reasons why women come to this space is because it is those things. It is safe. They are with women who have like attitudes, like goals, and like interests. We don't think they're too much because we're the same. We all too much. We don't think they're too smart, too nerdy, and going over the top because we're all over the top. We're all nerdy. We're all digging in. We're all relentless and diligent about the things that we do. We don't think that we're too holy and too spiritual. We all are. So number 3 reason why people join this community is because of community and because it's a safe and sacred and it's a life-giving community. And I want to say this about the word sacred, because one of the tenets of a significant life and a woman who is living her significant life is that she has within her a sacred self-perception. I'll talk more about that later on in our conversation today, but sacred means worthy of awe and respect. This is a community that's worthy of awe and respect. Not because I'm so great. Not because I'm so great. And I'm a doggone great chick. Let me hear y'all. Listen. I be doing a doggone thing. But it's not because of me. It's because of who and what makes up this community. Literally by nature, and I wasn't even going here today, but there's a scripture that says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made in Psalm 139. And fearfully means worthy of awe. No, wait. Let me say. Now y'all gonna make me pull out my notes. I wasn't trying to do that today. But I guess I am doing that today. Let me just read it. Why do you have it in your notes, Janice? Because I was praying it over my husband. And as I was praying it over my husband and praying about what I want him to remember about the man that he is and who God called him to be, I wanted him to anchor in, God, you made him fearfully and wonderfully. And as I was praying that, I started looking up, because y'all know we read some words, we say some words, we don't even be knowing what the definition is. But in that verse, that's in Psalm, so it's in Hebrew. In Hebrew, that word fearfully means to cause astonishment and awe, a glorious work of Yahweh. The community is a sacred community because it's made up of women that are fearfully and wonderfully made. It's made up of sacred beings. Okay. Wonderfully means to be separate and distinct. We talked about that. I'm not going to talk about that on this live right here, but I just want you to know that's what makes it a community that's worthy of respect, because you are worthy of respect. And I'm not even on that one right now. And in this space, we embody that. We live that. We show up as that. Reason number two, the second reason that women who are busy, high performing, women who lead, and women of influence, women who others are looking to come to this space is because of accountability. Now, the leaders in our significant life community, they are ones who often are the answers. They're the go to women in their circles and in their sphere of influence. They are the answers. They got the answers. Y'all, they make the rules and they enforce the rules. I mean, think about it. Are you the one that's coming up with the rules? Are you coming up with the way things go? Do people call you to say, hey, what do you think about this? Have you considered this? They got the answers. And oftentimes they are the answer. Not because they are headstrong, ego-driven control freaks. No, I want you to hear me out. It's not because we are these stubborn women. I'm saying they like this, like I'm not a part of it. I am a part of it. And it's not because we're the answers and we have the answers, not because we're headstrong or we're ego-driven or we're control freaks. No, I get the awesome honor and privilege to work alongside women just like me who are women of access, women of authority. And these women have access, they have authority because they are women under authority. And for all my Bible readers, you've heard that phraseology before. I understand authority because I am a person under authority. These are women who can be trusted with precious things, with priceless matters, and with unprecedented power. And I'm going to say this one more time because these are women of authority and women who are submitted to the highest authority. They're not running rogue or reckless in how they live their lives and how they show up in various aspects of their life, whether it's their relationship with their money, in their own life, in their health and their wellness, their careers. No, they are women who honors their commitment to their call. We honor our commitment to our community. We honor our commitment to ourselves. And we honor and take very, very seriously the relational commitment to the Lord of the call, the Lord of our community, and the Lord of our lives. So accountability is important to these women because it is easy to get sucked into the weight of doing the work. It's easy to get sucked into the weight of making sure it's done. It's easy to get sucked in that you forget that sometimes, that you forget, oh, wait a minute, above what I do is who I am. Above the work is the God of the work. And so accountability, it helps us to stay true to our ultimate responsibility. And we do that here in a very structured and very real manner. Here, we know we are principle-centered in our approach to how we show up in this community and how we support one another and how I and my team support the ladies in our community. There are 4 levels of accountability that exist, and we have incorporated all 4 of those levels within our community and the work that we provide and how we teach, how we train, how we facilitate, how I mentor, and how I coach. It is all built into that. And that was one of the things the ladies were looking for because often, because they're the go-to person, sometimes it's easy to get that who gonna check me boo syndrome. So who gonna check me boo? I'm sorry. I forgot to tell y'all. Did y'all realize how I am and who I am? Mm-hmm. So every now and then it could be that, or some people don't feel qualified. And quite honestly, can I say this? Some people aren't qualified to speak to where you are and what you're doing. Because one, they haven't put the work in. They are not even actively and diligently pursuing the next level, the highest level in their own lives, in their own spirituality, in their own work, in their own walk. So then how then can they say something to you or hold you accountable or hold a light and a standard in front of you when they're not living up to those standards? Stay focused. But in this space, we all are living we're living according to the highest standard. And as we set our goals for our life, for our call, for our mission, and for the aspects of our life that are important to us, accountability is important. And the final reason, I'm so excited. I love this reason. And this reason often is a reason that women struggle to articulate. But once we get into our work together, or maybe after a session or two, either whether it's through the life class or maybe an anchored prayer session, or even if it's a mentor coaching session, hands down, it never fails. Women come to this point, and the number one reason that women join and become a part of this significant life community is to go deeper in this journey of self-discovery. The women in this sacred space, they are record breaking women. They are trailblazers and innovators. These are women of wisdom and impeccable insight. Like, I can't even really show you the depth of what these women do and who they are. Even when I sit into it and I just kind of sit back and I reflect on who I get to walk alongside and who I meet and what God has placed on the inside of these women who are doing phenomenal things that blow my mind. I am so at awe and honored and humbled to walk alongside them and to be given this amazing opportunity to steward them for however long, and help them to see. One of the things when you are a seer and you can see, hello, all the seers out there, raise your hand. That's me. And you can see one of the beautiful gifts that I have, and I thank God for entrusting me with the ability to see. I see what they can't see. And they're seeing a lot of things, but I see what they can't see about who they are and who they're called to be. I see what they can't see about the problems and challenges that they're facing and the people that are in their lives and the issues that are before them. They think it's a job. I see that it's a territorial assignment. They think that it is, opposition, and I see that it is a maturing ground for them. They think that it is them proving that God is calling them to show this unconditional love. And I can see that they are climbing a mountain that God has given them permission to walk around, and even greater, to speak to and cause to move. It is such a beautiful and honorable life assignment that I get to do with the women in this community, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And one of the things that I get to see about these women on this journey of their own self-discovery, I notice it, I recognize it, because doggone it, I've been them in many cases. And I too am still on my own journey. I just happen to be a different phase than what many of them are when they come. And so what happens is you can be this phenomenal, amazing woman doing these impeccable things, a woman of wisdom, a woman of insight, a woman of wealth, a woman who is making trailblazing and is innovative. And yet it is hard to see yourself beyond your roles and responsibilities. So in this space, in this sacred space, this life-giving space, they get to go on this journey of self-discovery where they can see themselves beyond their roles and responsibilities. Because here's what happens. The only way you see yourself is based on what I do and based on who needs me and based on what I'm responsible for. When life happens and a shakeup occurs, you find yourself fighting and scrambling to embrace the full essence of who you are. You find yourself second guessing from everything about yourself, disconnecting from things and people and places and assignments and declarations of your identity. You disconnect from it because life done happened, and this is contradictory. This evidence doesn't match who I thought that I was. Because if I was her, this wouldn't happen. If I was smarter, if I was sharper, if I was wiser, if I was more spiritual, if I was more in tune, this wouldn't happen. And that's such a lie. So I love the opportunity to walk alongside these ladies on this journey, because what I see happen is many women, when life happens, when the shakeup occurs, they begin to search outwardly for clues and indications of their identity. This is what came up to me when I was thinking about that. Listen to this. Hope I don't get muted. I can't play it that long, but listen to this right here. Hold on. They start searching in spaces like their marriage, and they start looking for themselves in their marriage. Like, oh, I'm good if my marriage is good. Oh, I'm good if my ministry endeavors are good. Oh, I'm good if my business is soaring. Oh, I'm worthy. I'm great if my career exploits are good. Oh my goodness, I'm great because I got a lot of money. I've crossed the 7-figure mark. And they search for all of these places, and these places always come up short because no amount of money, no amount of power, no amount of influence, no amount of makeup, no amount of handbags, no amount of luxury shopping trips or exclusive getaways with your girlfriend or your husband. None of that quenches the longing of your heart and the cry of your heart to be sacred, to be that sacred version of you. Remember, let's go back to that sacred version. That sacred version is that version of you is worthy of awe and honor and respect, that impenetrable version of yourself. And so in our time together, however long they stay, we're peeling back layers. Yeah, we're getting things done. Yes, girl, we're accomplishing those goals. I mean, in our marriage, in our weight, in our money, in our businesses, we are doing a doggone thing, and we're taking everything to another notch level. But it's so much bigger than the things that we achieve. It's who we become in the process. And are we that sacred, impenetrable version of ourselves? And that, to me, is the number one reason why women connect with this community, why they come on this journey with me, this sacred journey, that's what I call it, of discovering, embracing, and living your significant life. Y'all know why the site, the link says live, lead, and serve? Because that's what happens when we're living our significant life. We live, we lead, and we serve from an anchored place. A place where our self-perception is sacred, where our connections are life-giving, and where our contribution to this world is undeniable. That's what this is. So this is why people join. And I don't know if you've been on the fence. Maybe you're like, maybe this is your first time even seeing me. Or you've been watching me and you've been looking from afar, trying to figure out, should I do it? I already know what she knows. You heard Tamika. This is what she does. But in the spaces she goes in, you find yourself coming up short. I don't get as much as I give. And at some point, when you don't get as much as you give, you become depleted. And so this is that space where you can be on if you need to be, or if the space needs you to be, and you can be off as well. So I want to invite you to join me in this sacred journey of living your significant life. Because let's be clear, your significant life is not my significant life. What it looks like for me, it don't look the same for you. What it looks like for Tamika, it may not look the same as what it looks like for other ladies in the community. But I love the awesome opportunity and privilege to walk alongside you as you go deeper in your significant life journey. If you know this is for you or a woman in your life, head over to liveleadserve.com, liveleadserve.com. Get on my calendar. Let's have a conversation and see if we're a good fit. And if we are, I'd love to welcome you to the Significant Life community. Until next time, this has been Janice Anderson, and go live, lead, and serve from an anchored place. You deserve it.